Hi, everybody. I'll bet you were expecting Santa. Well, this is Bernard, Santa's head elf. And Santa wanted me to tell you that he is really busy getting the workshop ready, with the elves working day and night to complete toy production. So, broadcasting almost live from the Boscoyo Broadcast Studios, you're listening to the Professional Triers Podcast. And remember to like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube and at Apple Podcasts. And now, here are the Professional Triers.
Welcome to another episode of the Professional Triers. This is another raw, unedited, get to see my pretty face during the intro episode. Today's co-host is Keith, who also came and helped me with my display because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, so I needed as much people as I could to help me make it work. But really appreciate it, which he's also another person that I probably set way behind on their own display. So we're going to talk to Keith a little bit about his display, what he's doing this year. And I had a cool opportunity this week, and I'll talk to you guys about that too.
Heck yeah, I love these unedited stuff. Keeps everything simple.
It keeps you less busy so you can get it done with important stuff instead of our podcast, which it's important.
Yeah.
But you're a busy guy.
Yeah, everyone let us know how you guys like these, these unedited, how the audio is, stuff like that. Because, we kind of enjoy just doing these spontaneous, be ourselves kind of episodes, to be honest with you, right?
Yeah, no editing. It works well.
Yeah.
And then if everybody's okay with the audio quality and how they go, maybe we'll continue doing this. And then we will never miss having an episode because we could always record them late at night on a Sunday, like we're doing again, because I don't want to not have an episode for people anymore. I got a lot of complaints and a lot of posts about what happened to the podcast. Well, we got busy, real freaking busy. So we're back now, and we're going to have something every week with our snazzy little mics. Look, see,
yeah,
he's got his too. We're all. This is you know what? Funny story about the mics is me and Keith probably ordered them at the same time, right? Keith got his, like, what was it, like a week before the SoCal Mini?
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, oh, maybe mine will come in time for the SoCal Mini. No, mine came last week.
Yeah. Several months later.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. It drove me crazy.
Yeah.
I could not believe how long it took me to get my mic compared to your mic. And that's all because we went to a different store.
Yep. I canceled mine from the same store and then went for, mic talk.
I should have followed you.
Yeah.
Should have followed you. But yeah. So let's talk about your display a little bit, Keith.
Yeah. Well, you didn't slow me down helping you out with your show. Just to put that out there. I always kind of keep a list, about January, March period. I kind of like think about like how I'm going to strategize the whole year out. And, so I'm about on time. I'm shooting for December 6th, December 7th, the first like time the lights will be on. Right now it's just kind of testing zones. I go and do it that way. That way I don't kind of, I haven't done the bars test. Everyone's doing the bars test. I love that. That's the way to go.
The bars test was awesome. When you and Jay put that on my display, I was like, why didn't I do this before?
Yeah. I mean, the confidence you get from that and knowing that everything's mapped just right. It's like, okay, I could throw anything out there and know exactly that it's going to be the way it is in the software.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, I think everybody should do that.
Oh yeah. And
I think X-Lights should actually put that in the test mode.
Yeah, no, I think that should be a bars test because we got color wash. I mean, why not?
Makes sense. Or at least Falcon. Somebody put that in your test mode.
Come on, guys. That seems like something that anybody could do. Speaking, I don't know. I've never done it, but do it.
Yeah. Could somebody put the bars test as an official test in the Falcon or X-Lights?
I think Billy's like his setup. Did you see his video when he did the bars test? I mean,
yeah.
Like, dude, the way that everything was done. I mean, he's such an engineering mind kind of person. And like, it really shows that how everything was just finally laid out with his display when you do something like that.
Yeah, no, that was perfect. You guys got mine down like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, Jay's really skilled at that, the X-Light stuff, I mean, he just kind of goes into it, and I just kind of
Well, he
muddle myself
tries.
around. Yeah,
He tries.
exactly.
He tries really hard.
Yeah. I mean, he's fielding questions like crazy. I mean, the guy got a lot
Yeah, he
of
knows
support.
his stuff.
Yeah.
He wasn't right with the problem I had this week. David was, but yeah,
Well, when you throw out a question like that, and it's just like a bunch of like-minded people trying to go at it like that, it's funny what answers you get. You're just, all right, we'll try that. You win.
I tried everything they threw at me. It's great.
But as far as my layout and stuff like that, can I share it? I would love to share it for everyone.
Share it, but talk about it because there is still people that listen to us on the podcast.
Yeah, you're right. I just want to make sure I grab the right year.
Because the what is it? The video killed the radio.
Yeah, video killed the radio, and we don't want that.
No, our YouTube did not kill our podcast. Actually,
no,
there's still some avid podcast listeners.
Yeah, no, we take note of that, and I actually get messages about that still. So especially for Hot or Not, I thought initially people would be more psyched about doing video, but I think we still got our avid listeners. So
yes, I think the podcast thing is still a big thing.
Well, it's convenience, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this is my setup this year. Hopefully I'm on the right one. I'm highlighting everything.
Yeah, it looks like you're on the right one.
All right, so this year I'm kind of doing. So for the people who are listening, I'm going to try not to say that too often.
For the people that are listening.
Yeah, to the people, to segregate everyone, the listeners, listen. But I'm doing kind of like a magical theme in this corner of my display, which is by magical, I kind of mean Disney, and or the evil mouse, and
the evil mouse.
He's
got a bunch of Disney stuff in the right corner of his property. Okay.
And so I'm kind of psyched about that. And I'm gonna build more decor kind of in that area because it's actually quite open over here. This is like a little corner. So if you got corners in the property where it's just like a flat fence, I traditionally might put like something like snowflakes or something on it. But as you can see, I'm snowflaked out. And if you're not seeing this, it's like every little spot
what do you got,
is
like
a snowflake.
20 snowflakes?
No, more than that, like 36 or
36 snowflakes.
42 or something.
Keith has 36 snowflakes on his house. And you got two of the big ones on the garage door.
Yeah, the Living Lights snowflakes, I think that's what they're called.
Yep.
Yeah, the big ones, the 42s, 222 nodes, which I guess nowadays is not even that much.
No. That's like, one port.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you have a good mix of like Bascoyo, who is the official sponsor of the show, and Gilbert Engineering.
Yeah. Speaking of Gilbert, I have my favorite things that they have, and obviously my display is heavily themed in it, is their snowflakes. They got these super dense snowflakes compared to Boscoyo or, some of the other prop makers as well. I just love that. I'm all about the denseness right now, right? So other than that, the Gilbert, I really, that's what the magical theme stuff's from too, is Gilbert Engineering. So
yeah, I feel like that's what they started with, right?
Yeah, that's
like the castle was one of the first things.
Yeah, in March I bought that. So it's
been hanging around for a while.
Yeah, and actually I still had like the left side of pixels to push. So
since March.
That's I just
now.
did it. I just did it last night. It was yeah, it's pretty bad. But to my credit, their like first production, their holes were very tight. I've noticed since like some of the newer stuff, they definitely got the holes just right now. So
they figured out the hole size they needed.
Yeah, the holes.
Are those some of the snowflakes you added to my palette?
To your palette?
Not snowflakes.
Icicles. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Like, I can do like a comparison from last year. So this is what my display looked last year.
Yeah, he probably like tripled his display.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely tripled.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't looked at the pixel count, but like last year was 10,000. So this has got to be, probably 13, 15.
Yeah, I don't know if I talked about this last time, but I got a couple pallets from Bascoyo this year because, new decor, you got to replace everything when you design everything. But I had a couple people stash their shit on my pallets. Keith, Daniel. All of a sudden, we're like, "Oh, can you just put that on JR's pallet, please?"
and all I got was what?
A small stack of snowflakes and no, didn't you get a singing bulb too?
Yeah. I got a singing bulb and like 20 icicles.
Yeah, icicles. That what it is. Sorry, I keep calling them snowflakes. There's just so many snowflakes I'm looking at right now. I can't. I'm just thinking snowflakes.
You're blinded by all the snowflakes.
Yes.
There's like
Funny story about my last pallet, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I told this last time. I might have told this last time, but
you didn't.
It got lost, and everybody was in town to help me. Daniel came to town to get his stuff and to help me, but I think it was mostly to get his stuff. But everybody was there, and my pallet was supposed to show up that Friday, and it wasn't there.
No.
And we called UPS to see where it was, and UPS said it was lost, and they were starting to do the refund process. My dad ships a lot of stuff through UPS. He called the dock, got this nice lady who started looking for it, and she spent like 4 or 5 hours looking for it. And at like, I don't know, 6 o'clock at night, they call, said they found it in a truck. So my dad and my mom, who are freaking awesome, drove all the way to Sunnyvale, I believe it was, which is probably like, with traffic and everything, probably 45 minutes or so to go get this pallet and bring it back in my dad's shop truck and pull it in the driveway. And we all unloaded it and started pushing pixels like crazy. It was exciting. And it was a bunch of my buildings and stuff. So it was cool, but it came and it was good.
That was a key package. It was a stressful, like, few hours right there, man.
Oh, yeah. Very stressful.
God.
Extremely stressful. So what other big things you adding to your display?
Big things. Honestly, my plan this year was to do less because, like, I feel like it's all about, kind of building it slowly. And I don't have like an acre of property. So it's like, I'm already kind of feel like I'm hitting a limit and I'm going to have to start.
You got lots of room.
I know, right?
I could clearly see lots of room.
Yeah. This basically my left side of my house is just so bare. Like even my neighbor across the street was like, "So Keith, what's gonna go over there?" And I'm all like, "The same as last year."
A
and they
bigger mega tree next year.
Yes, definitely a bigger mega tree. Speaking of mega tree, so I want to give the stats on that. My tree is 32 by 50. It's 9.5 feet tall before the topper. So it's a modest, it's barely a mega tree, but it's dense. So it looks great.
So I think next year the plan is make that thing an 18-footer.
18-footer would be perfect because it'd be basically level with my house because it's a 1-story house with a high vaulted ceiling roofs. So it's pretty respectable as far as height. So
very nice. I like your fireworks spinners. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of next year I want to spend a lot more time on sequencing myself. And the focus when I was originally building this was to kind of create effects that kind of the spinner, is spitting out, the effects onto these kind of longer strings. So it kind of, creates a firework or waterfall kind of effect.
Well, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. So it's just, and then eventually I want the spinner to actually also spin. I don't know why. I just feel like you can get even more interesting kind of a holographic maybe effects potentially.
Make it spin while it's spinning.
Yeah. I mean, think about that. It's just it's a cheap holograph. So that's next level stuff. Other than that, I mean, I'm in love with the animatronics. This year I kind of, I'm doing the rocking that people have kind of seen from your video and stuff like that, the bulbs. Um, and also these deers, before they were actually on they were on the snowflake towers. I have basically snowflake towers, 2 of them. They're basically a mega tree pole system that has branches that come out, and then a few snowflakes are on the branches, a few are just on the pole itself. So it gives kind of an interesting, kind of snowflake pole tower. And I used to have the deer. These are kind of wired, Wizard of Wired's deers, which I love. um I'm in love with wire stuff. I'm gonna get more of those. Anyway, so I had them actually attached to the pole, kind of at like different positions off the branches, but I don't know. I really wanted them to move. I wanted them to look like they're leaping. So now I actually have them uh, attached to a Pixel 2 things and kind of a pivoted system using a windshield wiper motor. They now kind of look like they're in a leaping formation in the sequencing.
Yeah, he has a video. It looks pretty cool
Yeah, that's
of the
and
deer moving back and forth. It's a
and
very cool look.
and the way that I have it set up so that the deers leap when the animation on the deer goes active is I actually just, because I don't sequence too much myself. I do a lot of mapping. And so I get, you know, I map like maybe the arch effect to the deer. And then to make the leaping effect happen, I go to the Pixel 2 things, the port that activates the windshield wiper for that deer, and I just throw that arch effect onto it. And so it's going to have the timing marks just right for the right leaping times. And then I just go in and then set it to on and then the correct color, and boom, that's it. I got the leaping effect when the deer's active.
Yeah, I've been doing that too with my star and stuff, my singing bulbs. Get them to move when they're actually singing.
I don't think you've talked about your star, your topper. That thing, can you even, I mean, that thing's awesome. Animatronics to its fullest potential right there.
Yeah, that's my topper is a brainchild of Todd, Wizard of Wired, and me. Like, he asked me if I needed anything, and I was like, I'm actually working on trying to make this sphere for the top of my tree, but I figured the tubing was going to be too big, and he was like, I got an idea, and he made it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we discussed putting a light bulb inside because my light show area is like a light bulb factory area. So he made the light bulb, but then the way he made it, so it could pack flat, some IKEA stuff right there. Big 24-inch sphere. He made it so it could pack flat to get to me. It actually made it so the center bulb, if it was loose, it would spin, which then gave me this genius idea of making it spin while it was in the show, like as its own sequence prop. So once I got the sphere from Todd, I kind of cut it up a little bit and welded some stuff to it and modified it enough to put a motor mount on it and a pulley underneath and wire it all up and everything. And I could actually make the light bulb in the center spin with pixel. Unedited. I got a cold. I'm not feeling that great. But yeah, I could actually make the light bulb in the center spin, and then the pixels on it also do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this 24-inch sphere with a big metal frame light bulb inside, and it will spin as an effect with pixels on it, and the sphere will do all kinds of stuff because of 3D, and it's actually, it came out way cooler than I ever expected, but that thing is freaking awesome.
Yeah. I already have like, just seeing that, I'm all like, man, there's so many like potential ideas you could do and themes with that idea, for different mega trees and stuff like that.
Oh
I
yeah,
have,
there's tons of ideas.
I'm just thinking John Spiker, because this is somebody I talked to recently. He's got a whole, horse theme and stuff like that. You could have a
Yeah.
horse head in it spinning around, or I mean, there's.
Yep.
I love the idea. You got something
Well,
going.
when David first told us about his board,
Yeah.
we did a road trip down to the first SoCal Mini of the year. It was just me and Keith, and we were driving down there to discussing what we could do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we came up with, I think Keith talked about his grandmother asking if the bulbs moved back and forth when they sung. And then we were talking about, like, Keith was like, I want to see if we could do that. And I was like, that's a genius idea. And we discussed it the whole way down there on how to do it.
Yeah.
And as you can see, we figured it out.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I got two moving singing bulbs, and Keith's got moving singing bulbs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the future of light shows, is also having animated props, not just light animation, but props moving with the lights.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of that old school wireframe where Santa's hand went from here and here and here, and it was just with lights, we're going to literally make Santa's hand go like this.
Yep.
I see that coming, and I think it's going to be freaking amazing when we add all kinds of stuff like this to our displays. Yeah. And most of it's because of David Peace. Thank you.
It's true. It's definitely gotten my gears in my mind just going like crazy more than anything else, I think, in the last like 5 years in this hobby.
Yeah, it's definitely a game changer. I used a ton out of David's boards in my show.
Yeah.
I used it in my standard prop, my Decor Snow Factory.
Yep.
I just used the DC board, use it in it like an LOR timer, and just turning snowflakes on and off to make it have like this falling effect, which I was going to tell you too. That pattern I have is from your snowflake towers.
Oh, okay.
I got the idea of making the tower in the building from your snowflake towers. So,
awesome. And I want that prop. I'm going to order that.
You need the snowflake factory for your snowflakes.
Yes, I definitely do. And I got the corner for it too.
Yeah. See? Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and we should mention also the other brilliant idea that you had as far as like, the bulbs. I mean, what your idea is, which we haven't really made it its fullest potential yet, but it's just around the corner, is having the bulbs basically, spring up when they're singing.
Yeah.
And then go down. Because, I mean, imagine that. Think about, guys, you can have it on your roof. So it's something that's not, or even on the ground, because that's the most annoyingest thing. I don't use my bulbs in the whole house effects, so it's 90% of the time it's just there. So,
or if you got a sequence from one of these sequence stores that don't send the lyric track with it, then you could just have your singing bulb lay down out of the way, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still being developed. I tried to get it in my show this year. Had a couple technical difficulties with the motors not having the balls to lift the Coro in all the pixels. And, well, it wasn't necessarily, I think it was a power issue, really.
It's so confusing. I don't even know if it's a logic issue either in the end of it. Like, just the way that we're thinking about it. Like,
yeah. So what we were trying to do is, instead of just the motor continuously turning one way, it needed to stop, reverse the motor, and go the other way. So we had limit switches, and we would hit the limit switch, and then it would go back down and hit the other limit switch, which and then key the motor to go the other way. But when we were doing it manually, it had no problem. But when we put the limit switches in is when we started having an issue where it didn't seem like we were getting enough power to the motor to have the torque it needed to lift it. But when we were manually doing it, it lifted it without a problem. So we're figuring it out. We'll get this figured out, and we'll share how to do it with everybody. Yeah. So they can have those props too. But as soon as we get it figured out, we'll share it.
I had a thought really quick about it for people that are kind of listening or watching this, is that kind of think about it as like how an elevator works. elevator gets to a point, it hits a limit, it stops there until somebody activates the button again to go back down, and then it hits the end. Same logic.
Yeah.
So just got to
So
figure it
we'll
out.
figure that out, and we'll share, and people could have props pop up.
Yep.
It's kind of a Halloween thing, though, too.
Yeah, that's
kind of cool, too. You could put, like, your spiders to pop up when people come around.
Yeah, exactly. All those coral spiders and stuff like that,
Yep.
or even some of the more realistic ones.
Yeah. So I think our hobby's changing. It's going to get pretty awesome with all this new stuff moving.
Yeah, I really want to get my these soldiers. My plan was originally have soldiers kind of at like the left and right side of my garage. And they're the decor ones. They look amazing during the daytime. All the decor stuff does. It's just, you don't even need to put pixels in it. Like, honestly, they just.
I don't.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Half of mine don't have pixels in it.
No, and it's totally looks amazing. And like, just put a flood right there, and you get that amazing effect. But I really wanted to make them look like they're marching. So it's just, time is a limit. Get started on a project in November. What do you expect?
Yeah. Just wait for the stuff we come out with next year.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell we got so many ideas. It's crazy.
Yeah. Once we get more stuff going with David's board, it'll be pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
I actually used one of David's boards this week.
Oh yeah. What did you do?
I helped out Tom Bett and George with our local Christmas in the Park in downtown San Jose. He needed a hand, and my display was done because everybody came and helped me. So I was available to go help. And we had a giant, park Christmas tree with pixels on it, and it had a star that was AC. And he was going to hook up LOR and all this stuff. And I was like, hey, I got an AC board, David Pieces. It's really easy. We'll use it off pixel data. So I brought it down there. We set it all up. And we were freaking out because we couldn't get it to work. And we were like, what the heck? Like, I was like, I got a bunch of these. It's not that hard. Call David. He tries to talk us through all this stuff. And then we realized that out of the 10 controllers running this tree, we were one off on configuring the controller. Instead of configuring controller 60, we were configuring 61, which the board was not connected to. So once we changed that, it worked perfectly. But that was my bad.
All right, I'm curious, did that run off of like how does he run that off of X schedule or FPP? Or is that something?
So the big tree, we ended up running it off X schedule.
Okay.
He actually has his guitar and keyboard that he used to have in front of his house is now in Christmas in the Park.
Okay.
And that's running off FPP.
All right.
And everybody in my little group of friends on Facebook, our little message there, came today and saved my ass on that because Tom was in the tree to coordinate the starting of the tree for the like turning on night, and I was over on my cell phone getting his guitar and keyboard to turn on and correspond with the tree. So, but for some reason I couldn't get FPP to run, even though I was clicking the run button. It wasn't working. So I did some troubleshooting with sending screenshots on my phone to my group, and everybody made suggestions, and we made it work. Everything was working. It was great. Yeah, no, that was exciting. That was really cool to like, except for it was cold and it was raining.
Yeah.
And I froze 2 nights in a row. No, well, it wasn't 2 nights in a row. One was Wednesday night and the other was the Friday night for the tree lighting. But it was cool. It was the first time I ever been inside one of those trees. I couldn't imagine how many freaking Falcon controllers were in there and cords.
Well,
because the tree was 200 tall.
Wow.
So they started the strips in the center.
Okay.
So one strip was its own output. One strip was its own down. So all your extensions came from the center down to the controllers. Then We had to make sure we plugged them in the right way, so the top was the top and the bottom was the bottom. We did the bars test to make sure and fix some of the ones we screwed up on. But it was cool. It was a really cool experience. I really liked doing it. It was fun.
Yeah, that's got to be really cool. You
Yeah.
probably went to that a few times, being growing
Oh
up in
yeah,
San
like
Jose. So
my whole life. It's been there since it's like 40 years. I think they said it was.
wow.
So I've been going there a lot, all the time. It's kind of where some of my building ideas came from. Like they have legitimate buildings built
Mm-hmm.
with like elves making stuff and stuff, but like I have my cutouts. It was kind of the inspiration to some of my buildings was Christmas in the Park.
Don't
But yeah,
they
that was really cool to be part of working on it.
don't they have like a gingerbread contest or something where they actually build like big gingerbread houses or something like that? Or
I don't know. I haven't.
yeah, I heard something about that in the news. Like it's actually like huge gingerbreads that they do competitions for. Kind of like people do sandcastle
Yeah,
competitions.
I know they had like a competition for like playhouses
Oh, okay.
that were
That was
made
it.
for Habitat for Humanity.
That was it. That was it.
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
competition for like who could build like the best playhouse,
Okay.
which was kind of cool. There was a lot of those.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't get to see everything in the park yet.
Mm.
I'm gonna take my family over there and do that. I mostly stayed where the Pixel show stuff was.
Sounds like you had a lot of work to do.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was cool. It was a lot of the stuff I got to miss out on my display because I had Jay and Keith figure it all out for me. So I was there.
Channel
And
overlap.
Tom was busy working on something. He was like, "Hey, can you do this?" And I'm sitting there going, "All right, well, this port's not working, so I need to reconfigure this controller to have it be this other port, and I need to figure out this FPP stuff." And it was cool. I got to do all the technical stuff that I stressed myself out of with my display that Keith and Jay saved my ass with, and Daniel, and David. David came too. Yeah,
Yeah, he
and
came.
yeah, so I got to still experience that this year. I got to be like, you know what? I was actually smart enough. Like, if they didn't come help me,
Yeah,
I would have did
exactly.
it. But it would have been stressful. But I would have got it done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, time too,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah. Time was in essence.
Yeah, David was there. It got me a little stressed at the end. We talked about more channel changes, and I'm all like, "Oh, we're just fighting with that, man." Just okay. But
That was the one issue I think we had is we had a lot of really smart people
mm-hmm,
that would go to the computer and do something for what they were working on,
mm-hmm,
not realizing what it did to what the other guy was working on.
mm-hmm.
And it was like simultaneously like Keith would be at the computer setting this up because he was working on something, and then Jay would get at the computer because he was working on the matrix we added or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we come back and then we run it and then nothing works. And we're like, what the hell happened? And then we go through and be like, okay, well, Keith's changed this, and Jay's changed this, so now we got to redo it all again. But it worked. It worked out in the end.
It was too many chefs in the kitchen or something.
Yes.
But
yeah, definitely. You know, but it all worked. Like,
mm-hmm.
But that's the thing is everybody was like focusing on one thing to get everything accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that happens. You overlap with people a little bit, but it worked out. It was great. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Having so many smart people together was fun.
Oh yeah, no, that was the best part about it was just like how so many like-minded people doing something that we're already passionate about. It's just, I mean, how often do you get that kind of experiences?
Yeah, no, it was amazing to have
Mm-hmm.
Brian, Jay, Keith, Daniel, David, everybody come up and give me a hand.
Well, it just shows
Because
what
I
the
was adding
community-
so much to my display in 1 year, and it wasn't going to happen without help. That's what happens when you completely change everything in your display to your new decor stuff.
like that.
Yeah. And you get overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
You have really good friends that come help you. And it was amazing because I could focus on building all these frames and all this metal work to get everything I dreamed of done and mount all the new decor on stuff that wasn't going to fall down, which impressive. We had some crazy ass wind the last like week.
Yeah, let's talk about that. How did your show manage?
Pretty good. I lost one thing fell over, and it was the my new my Halloween town.
Oh yeah, well that was such a last minute thing,
My
right?
tree with all the skeletons on it,
Mm-hmm.
it fell over because the stake that was in the ground, because we had crazy rain too. The dirt got so saturated that it just literally the
Oh yeah.
stake just fell over in the ground. So that's gonna be an easy fix. But everything else, like my mega tree with nothing, no real guy wires, not really secured to the ground, just overbuilt like crazy, no problems. I did crank it up last night, like a couple cranks, because it's been up for 3 weeks now, and
Stretches it.
it stretched a little. So the strip was flapping in the wind pretty good last night. So I went and gave it a couple cranks, tightened it up, and then it was fine.
That's what I love about the rugged system. It's just like once there's adjustments they can make to all the strands just like instantly by just kind of tugging on the line and everything.
Well, the only way you could really do that though is if you have like a spring or
Oh
a
yeah.
bungee cord on the bottom.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to do that with turnbuckles at the bottom or something. That would be
Yeah,
just
because
asking
then
for
you'll be all
problems.
screwed up. But
Yeah.
if you put like springs, like I do, or even the bungee cord, like the ones with the ball,
Mm-hmm.
that little short, wrap it around the tube, put it through the strip,
Mm-hmm.
it will work like my springs. And then that way, when you crank it up, all the strip will stay even on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and all your pixels will stay lined up.
Yeah.
You don't need to go through and do any crazy adjustments. I just pull it tight, and it's going to be all lined up. Because as long as you're lined at the top, and when you pull it tight, you're going to be lined up at the bottom. It's it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. Yeah, I had luckily nothing so far. Everything's been staying up. I haven't even staked some of the props that are in the yard yet. They're all managing just fine. So, and I usually get that terrible northern wind that just hits all the like snowflake towers, the mega tree, everything from the back end. And with those snowflakes, it's just a perfect sail. But like this year, I spent so much time on 3 guide wires at like basically a triangle kind of design that it's just, I mean, you tug on those guide wires and just they're on there tight this year. And so I look at it and I'm just like, there's not even a single wobble. It's just as stable as all heck. So
Yeah.
the only thing that bothers me really quick about the pole design that I have is that because everything has to be facing one way, that when I go and put that pole in and I screw it in, a lot of times I end up like 90 degrees the wrong way.
Oh,
So I have
you have to screw it into the base.
yeah. So I end up having to twirl my portable hole to get the right angle. So I have to do the guide wires or all the anchors like after the fact. So we're just like, I got one person holding it real quick. It's a little aerobic. So that I need a system that can just slide into a hole,
Well, for that, I can make you a base
Mm-hmm.
that you could slide your pole you already made.
Yeah.
Into, like my rugged pole, but for round.
Okay.
And then it would just have a lock on it. You just got to make new portable holes.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be the way. I mean, I got the perfect place where they are. I mean, as you can see, like the last 2 years, they've been in the exact same location for the most part. So
yeah, you got one on the right side of your property and one
mm-hmm.
next to your like front door, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of blocking the front door because it's kind of like a deep hallway to the front door. So it doesn't really, uh, if I add like lights to the door or stuff like that, it just isn't that noticeable. I just don't think you really get the effect from the street. And then I don't have any kind of I submodel the frame of the matrix that's about in front of the window, but I don't have any kind of like special window frames, and I don't this is it. There's no other windows in front of my house. So it's like
Yeah.
So the important thing this year was adding these snowflakes on the roof. And actually kind of interesting, 5 years ago my roof was just so horrible. It took me a couple years to finally re-roof it in like sections. And so it wasn't until like last year that I was able to finally do like the house outline, just the house outline on the roof, the eaves and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then this year, finally, I felt more comfortable to then get up there and add, some snowflakes. So I took Tom's his way of bending EMT and then having it kind of like a, telescoping
Oh yeah.
area to put the snowflake on, and then the EMT is then attached to a long piece of wood that sandbags sit on. So these 1, 2, 3, these 6 snowflakes right here are just one long 10-foot piece of board that the EMT is attached to, and it's at the right angle. And that was a pretty cheap thing to do. I mean, the board was like $2, and then the EMT, I just got 10-foot sections and cut them into like 3-foot sections, and so it's pretty easy way to go, to be honest with you. And
Very nice. That's sweet. I like Tom's design for that.
I think he got
actually like, I've known Tom for a while and we've hung out, and talked forever, but I never realized how cool Tom is until you spend a couple 8-hour days with him.
Mm-hmm.
And you just really just hang out, you and him, and you talk crap and you make fun of each other. I may have went overboard with the short jokes. I don't know, because you had to crawl through like this little tiny hole to get into the mega tree or into the tree, right? Tom had no problem. I was like, I'm gonna fall doing this. This is ridiculous. It was hilarious. But yeah, Tom's really awesome, and the projects he does, I can't believe the projects he does
all around the world too.
Well, but everything from like, working on the Times Square ball, like the Louis Vuitton in Las Vegas, and then the stuff he does with the magical lights with like the theme parks in Germany and stuff. I'm blown away with the projects he has. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The amount of pixel projects across the world he's involved with. It's crazy.
Another thing that's kind of amazing is that he also spends every Sunday is like a pause day for him.
Yeah.
Time for him to go home, spend time with his wife, spend time with his dogs, and just kind of, decompress for the week. And he has church, of course, and that keeps you level, I think, in life, to have those days.
I think he's definitely overworked though.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of overworked this year. I mean,
Keith, I worked your ass off.
I got
that free
sick.
labor is just it's the worst.
I think we're all going to go to Hawaii next year around this time.
Yeah, I think we discussed that. Well, we're all going to Vegas this year too, right?
Oh yeah, that's a cool thing. I mean, come on. I mean, that is too cool.
Yeah, I am. I don't know about how other people feel about it, but I am stoked Christmas Expo is in Vegas.
Yeah.
I am going to have a good old time. That is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, next year is going to be great. The California Christmas experience, the Trans World. I mean,
Christmas Expo.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
It's fun. And then we're going to go to the SoCal Mini again and invade them with our NorCalness.
Yep. They're just going to have to deal with it.
Yep. They just have to deal with us. Because we come and drive them crazy.
Yeah.
No, they're cool guys. I like hanging out with them.
We're grandfathered into all that stuff now. I
don't know. I think we had a term for it, and now I forgot. So I think it's that time of the show.
Uh-oh.
We're going to do rapid fire questions. Are you prepared?
I was not. I'm just kidding. I actually do have a few questions.
See?
Yeah.
See, what happens is I told you we're doing the same thing that we did with Brian, so you were ready for rapid fire questions.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You were ready. All right, let's play our fancy audio.
All right.
Got a dirty mind. Vinny is just an idiot.
Not really.
No.
But somehow, this is still journalism? Let's now do some rapid fire questions.
I can't find my list. I'm going to have to play it off of just guessing here. Dang it.
All right.
All right. Well, I always have my first go-to question, so you're up first. What color is your toothbrush?
It's white with like a rubber handle that's blue.
Fancy. I'm sure that changes regularly.
Yes.
All right.
All right. It's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you eat for breakfast?
Nothing.
What? You don't have breakfast?
No,
Gotta have
no.
breakfast.
Nope.
I had a donut. That's not that great, but it's breakfast.
Nope. I had nothing.
Okay.
I don't even know what I had for lunch. I don't think I really
Oh
had
my-
lunch either.
Oh, geez. Dinner?
Yeah. Quesadillas.
Ah, nice. All right.
That's what happens when dad has to make food for the
Yeah.
kids.
Oh, man.
All right. Oh, is cereal a soup?
Yes. Cereal is a soup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
It's like alphabet soup.
With Cheerios.
Yeah, with Cheerios or little marshmallows.
I feel like we need to stop mentioning name brands. We're gonna get in trouble.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. Or we're gonna get a sponsor.
Yeah. Well, YouTube won't like it. They'll be like, "Don't sponsor these people."
Oh yeah.
All right.
Don't worry,
What-
we're not even close to being okay to get sponsored.
I know, it's like, when's that button ever gonna appear?
Actually, I'm really stoked that we are over 100 subscribers, which I
Mhm.
think is freaking awesome.
Yep.
But YouTube needs to have 1,000 before they consider you for sponsorship. But so I don't know. Maybe that will happen. Everybody like us,
Subscribe.
so we could be like officially sponsored by something YouTube is going to put right here.
Yeah, it won't be intrusive, we promise.
Yeah, only exactly before the episode, after the episode, and maybe in between.
Yeah.
No, our goal is not actually to get sponsorship from YouTube. We're just having fun.
Yeah, we're just having fun.
It's fun to joke about it. That
Mhm.
maybe one day we'll be cool enough for YouTube to be like, you could have a sponsor.
Mhm.
You know, because Keith would love my soundboard. So if anyone wants to sponsor that, it's a Rode, what is it, Rodecaster?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Procaster.
it's a Rode Rodecaster.
Yeah.
Keith would love one of those.
Hint, hint.
Hint, if anybody would like to just sponsor it, we'll name you every episode if you buy Keith a Rode.
Yeah, it's like those Patreon people. It's like,
Yeah.
your name will always be at the bottom.
Yeah, and I'll send you a T-shirt that I wear because I think that's what Patreon's for, right?
Yeah.
Buy clothes people wear.
Yeah. Yeah, get that stench or something. Wait,
Yeah.
what?
All right.
All right.
Here's
What?
my-
I think it's my turn here.
I think it is. Go
All
ahead.
right. All right. Well, do you want to get serious? No. Yeah. What Christmas beverage is also known as milk punch?
Eggnog?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a question for the game show, not rapid fire.
Or maybe I got my notes a little mixed up here.
By the way, Keith is the brain behind making the game show work. He does a great job with that.
Oh, thanks, man. That's a fun thing.
All right, since we're talking about the game show, what is the most ridiculous fact you know?
Oh man, most ridiculous fact. Shoot, this is not rapid fire.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I don't know. I guess that snails like shrink with salt.
I don't know if that's ridiculous. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that
All
fact.
right, I don't know. I guess it's experience when I was young.
Yeah, I think everybody's played with the salt in snails. Might be a California thing. I don't know.
I don't know. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah,
All right.
sorry.
It's okay. Tried.
I tried. This is what we're all about.
Yeah,
Trying.
professional trying.
All right. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh,
You know, people that eat with their mouths open.
no,
things like that.
people filing their nails in public.
Filing them or even
Yes.
biting them.
No, I
yeah.
can't stand the sound of filing nails. And then when they do it in public, horrible.
Yeah.
Public.
Pitter patter.
To be fair.
All
All right. If you crashed your car on purpose, would it be is it still considered an accident?
No, it's not an accident.
But it's a car accident. Like if you did it on purpose, is it still?
No. How would you claim that insurance?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. False. No, you're not. That's not possible.
Okay. Your turn.
All right.
Your turn.
Oh man, I don't know if I could answer this, but because I'm just not good with
just
names.
throw it to me. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Who would play you in a movie of your life? Yeah. Right. Like.
All right. I'm going to go off the two people that I've been told I look like. Well, at least when I wasn't so fat. But like when I used to go to the bars in my 20s, they used to say I look like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
Or, oh my God, I can't remember his name now. Yeah, so we're just going to go with Jake Gyllenhaal then.
I think you Adam Sandler. You got like.
Thanks. I have let myself go that bad now.
No, but just like I don't know, kind of thinking like when he made up that Hanukkah song and stuff like that. You got your voices and stuff.
I we don't need to talk about my voices. All right. You're a dog guy, so let's go with this one. If a bunch of cats jumped on top of you, is it still considered a dog pile?
Oh man, yeah, it would be, because even humans piling on top of you is a dog pile. So
All right. I'll take that.
all right. This is kind of my own. I just thought of this a minute ago. Okay, if turkeys revolted and we couldn't eat them anymore during Thanksgiving, what food would we eat instead?
Prime rib.
Prime rib, yeah. That sounds good to me. Can you
I'll take that. I've been trying to push that for years.
Can you fry that?
I've been trying to get my family on the prime rib.
Oh yeah,
for Christmas dinner thing.
Yeah. Huh. I guess ham. I'm not a fan of ham. That's the
I
other
like
thing
honey
people
baked
push.
ham. Honey baked hams are pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my other favorite one besides my toothbrush one.
Mm-hmm.
If you work security at Samsung, are you the guardian of the galaxy?
I loved Brian's response to this, and I have to agree. Yeah, you would be the guardian of the galaxy.
I think so too. That's why I like asking that one.
Yeah, that's such a good one. I mean, like, I was thinking about like what witty other response would you had to that, and it's like, no, that's it. You know, you're the guardian.
Yeah, I hope people that work at Samsung or the security guys are like, yes, I'm the guardian of the galaxy.
Yeah. Because like the security galaxy, this is,
Yeah.
I'm the guardian.
Samsung, if you're listening, which you're not,
yeah.
If somebody works at Samsung, I think you should suggest that the corporate policy is they change security guards' names to guardians.
Yes. Just pick all guardians. Oh man.
All right, you got one more.
Okay.
We're done with rapid fire.
All right, because you saw Mount Rushmore, right? Okay, I'm going to ask this question. If you could add a person to Mount Rushmore, who would it be and why? Or just who would it be?
Wow, going with the political question.
No, it doesn't have to be political. It could be like, a buddy or, it doesn't have to be political.
But it kind of has to be.
No, Mount Rushmore could be something fun.
Not just presidents?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if I could add anybody to it, because it'd probably be the easiest to put, Vinny.
Yeah. It would be. It's a rounded thing. It'd be like
it's just a round top. They could use a boulder.
Yeah.
That or the beard.
That or the bounty picker upper, right?
Mr. Clean.
Yeah, Mr. Clean. Yeah, perfect imagery.
Yeah, Vinny. I think Vinny should go on Mount Rushmore.
Oh.
We should make a Mount. I don't know. I'll think about it.
No, but that could be a change.org thing. Get Vinny on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yeah, because we have 100 subscribers. Really going to get that going.
Come on, guys. Yeah. You never know.
We just really make this show for our friends. Come on now.
Yep. That's right.
All right. Well, I think that was a good episode. We're like an hour in. I keep playing with my ear for some reason tonight, so I hope you guys all like that.
He's talking. He's getting answers from the producer on the other
Yeah.
side of the screen.
Yes. My super producer. Wait, it's Keith. Keith is the boss.
I'm like lip mining here.
Yes. Yep. Oh, here's a question for all our listeners, whoever made it this far. You're the ones that we really care about anyways, that you actually listened to the whole thing. How do you feel about Santa with the alcohol? Should we change our logo? Should we dump the alcohol? Should Santa be more of a respectable person? Or should he be a drunk Santa? Or should we just dump Santa in general and go with our new elf, Bernard. The intro elf? Let us know what you think. Actually comment on our Facebook page or on YouTube or on the Think Tank, because we're still all active in there, and we'll probably promote the new episodes there. So let us know what you think. Should we dump Santa? Should we keep Santa? Should Santa keep drinking, or should we just go to Bernard or some other random mascot, just words? Who knows? Olaf. Yeah, that's not gonna get us trouble with Disney. Oh, it's cool. Yeah, Olaf, the official mascot to the professional triers. Yeah, I can hear Disney calling now.
Yeah.
It's because we said that. That's gonna go over well.
Yeah.
Well,
let us know. Let us know what characters you might like to hear from.
Or if you guys are cool with the drinking Santa. I don't know. It kind of started out like it was funny and cool, but I really don't know how people feel about it.
I'd be surprised if people are offensive, but hey, who knows?
Yeah, because now that it's more Christmas time, like you don't want to see Santa drinking. That's not really how it goes. But especially Fireball, maybe if you had eggnog, it would play off as anything. So maybe
milk punch,
drink into milk. So who knows? But yeah, let us know what you think. I know a guy that can make us a new logo.
He's one of the squares here.
Yeah. This square, that square, this square. I don't know. All right. Well, thank you for listening. Subscribe to us, like us, or not, or tell us how bad we are, because we need to know if this raw and unedited thing is going to work. Because Keith would love it if it worked. Because Keith does all our editing, and he don't got time for that.
Well, not this month.
Yeah, he's a little busy. So, all right. Thank you for listening, and we're back, kind of. Not fully yet. I got to see what Vinny's up to, because he would love to be up at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
California time right now on a Sunday night.
I was going to message him to be like, hey, man, you should join. But like by the time I looked, it was already 9:30.
Yeah, he was probably already in bed earlier. So, all right. Well, later.
Bye-bye.